Welcome to the show.
When life hands you lemons, you get this episode.
You get a second. You get the sloppy seconds.
Sloppy
Grover
seconds.
Cleveland.
Sloppy seconds and Dutch's experience of, life's crazy sometimes, and maybe you don't put a full effort into this one. Oopsies.
Yeah, it's a half present, so we're gonna do a half effort.
Yeah.
We're gonna half-ass it.
Yeah, we might get an hour, we might not. But you know what? That's what life's all made of, is just fucking around and finding out.
Hours. Oh.
Oh. Oh.
Life's just a bunch of hours in sequence.
In seconds.
In seconds.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that sounds deeper than it is. Am I too quiet? I'm testing out a new microphone thing.
You don't sound quiet, but you do definitely sound somber, like you were doing meditation just before this.
I'm trying to do a more ASMR thing because I'm just trying a new thing on my mic.
Mm.
Maybe I'll get a little closer.
Do you have
is this
Oh. Can you hear me now?
You go ahead.
No, I was gonna ask the mic. Does the mic have like a little cozy or a koozie on it? Is that why?
No, I'm just closer to it,
Oh.
and have it the gain higher.
Just getting more intimate with presidents.
Yeah, it's the Knights, President's Knights.
Did you ever watch Community?
Yeah.
I loved the segments where it was Troy and Abed in the morning, and then it switched to at night. So that's like your whisper, at night.
Yeah. All right, who's the Troy and who's Abed in this situation?
I
I don't even know if it's an insult to say one or the
No,
other.
I think it just depends on, like, are you the type of person, like, Abed is very, I guess, on a little bit on the spectrum with his,
Well, Troy might be too, to be
I mean, they both are, they're just on different ends of the spectrum, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where, Troy's, like, Arrested Development, and then, Abed is, like, he makes up imaginary worlds so that the reality, of the world doesn't, affect him as much.
Right.
I mean, I think I might be Abed and you're Troy, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I feel like you're a lot more laid back than I am.
Cool.
And I'm a pretty laid back person, but I feel like I get a more laid back vibe from you.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty laid back.
Yeah.
You're pretty laid back.
We're both pretty laid back.
I've never seen you. No, I was gonna say I never saw you stressed, but I've never seen you overstressed.
It's different now, especially in the world of, COVID and working from home. I feel like people's stresses are kind of hidden behind the camera.
So you're telling me that it's all a mirage?
It's all mirage, yeah. I mean, I'm pretty good at mitigating it. The way that stress digests in my psyche is I just end up singing or laughing it out because it's just so ridiculous that, like, I just don't even give it its time of day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever? This is kind of sounds like it's a tangent, but well, no, it's a tangent, but it's let's go with it. Here we go. Have you seen the movie The Whale, starring Brandon Fraser?
No, but I think it just got added to something.
Oh really? Because I just watched it recently.
Yeah, I think it got added.
And
to, like,
when he
5 or
gets
something.
stressed, he eats a bunch of pizzas.
Oh wow.
So everyone has stress, deals with stress differently.
Different ways, yeah. Yeah, I think I learned.
Brandon Fraser.
I definitely took
Go.
when I'm stressed or mad, I sing from a manager. When I used to work at a restaurant when I was a waitress, and we had a manager who I remember asking her one day, and I'd worked with her for probably at least 2 years, and, like, I would always see her whistling or humming or kind of singing this jolly little tune to herself anytime we were, like, really busy. And I said to her, I'm like, you're, like, you're really good. Like, you're usually really peppy and happy. She's like, oh, if I'm ever singing, don't ask me to do anything because I am absolutely livid. And I was like, oh, whoa. And I was like, I like that, though, because it, like, tricks your brain into thinking that you're not as stressed as you really are. If you're just like, la 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 la, like, this is fine, everything's great. Yep.
Okay, wait a second. I have to turn off my air conditioner because it's making... the ASMR, I can see it.
You can see it wobbling. I can't hear it, but that could just be Discord. I'm gonna fill the void with my favorite, I guess, verbal stim or stress relieving song is I'll sing the Rihanna, I think it's from the Rihanna song where it's la la, no wait, it's the Milkshake one, la la, la la, la, and that's just all I sing to calm myself down. And it's very much out of tune.
What's it called? The Milkshake?
My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard.
Oh.
So, like,
that's not Rihanna, is it?
No, it's not. That's
I was Jenny from the Block?
No. Hey, you know what? I don't know. I don't remember who it was.
Oh, wait, is Jenny from the Block J-Lo?
Yes.
Okay.
It was Keyless, which I know there's someone listening to this that is, or Khalees. Sang it.
That's who sings it?
Who sings it, yeah. A little bit of a, I wouldn't want to say a one-hit wonder, but definitely in that, didn't have another song, I think.
There wasn't a lot of them.
It didn't have another song that really popped up beyond that, but yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to... Okay, like I did a chat GPT thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let me confess to the people here, the many people who are here. Dutch has had a trying couple of weeks where work, sometimes works a little bit extra. And I forgot about some of my social engagements that had occurred, so I ran out of time to, do my normal deep dive that I do for everybody. So we're going to rely on some technical advancements plus some very quick small notes. But you know what? You guys got most of the knowledge from the first time I did it, so it's fine.
Yeah. And, did we say how he died?
I don't think I talked about how he died, no.
Oh, then there's something to look forward to, audience.
Yeah.
Okay, so I in ChatGPT I said, we are making a podcast about the second presidency of Grover Cleveland. Please create a summary of his time in America during this time. And it said, it even gave me a nice little title for this podcast, which we're not going to use, but I'll read it. It says, title, Grover Cleveland's Second Presidency, A Glimpse into America's Gilded Age.
Whoa, gilded. What a great word.
I wonder why... I wonder why that's the name.
Well,
does it make sense to you why that's the name?
Well, kind of, because gilded is like a height or like an opulence to it, which I think there was, but then it crashes at the end of his term.
Oh no!
Because the panic.
Okay, so let's think about what we left off. So what's his face? Rutherford. Is that the last guy? Benjamin. It's all just a blur now to me. What was the last president's name?
I mean, it's funny you say that because that's
Rutherford
even like,
B. Harrison.
Benjamin Harrison.
Benjamin Harrison. So he was in the middle. So didn't he crash the economy, and then that's why they're like, oh, well, he didn't, but the economy crashed, and presidents always take the hit for that. Mm-hmm. And then everyone's like, well, we're going back to Grover.
Well, I think it's the opposite. So it crashes during Grover's second term.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure.
Maybe it was double crash.
Yeah, the panic of... Oh, well, no, that's a lie. So the panic of 1893 is when he comes in. It was the worst economic depression of the century. Against inflation, Grover Cleveland would not allow the government to intervene and defended the gold standard as the basis for national currency. Cleveland faced revolt in his party when he colluded with financial tycoons like J.P. Morgan on bond sales to float the government's treasury, which had dwindled. Um,
Oh, is this when J.P. Morgan started scooping up all the?
all the silver and gold.
He was rescuing all the.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember.
So I do know it occurred as Grover took his seat as second term, but I don't think it was solved during his term, which seems crazy to think about. I don't know how long it lasted.
Mm-hmm.
But, and that's greatest to that date. Of course, the Great Depression will outdo this current panic.
Right. I think this is quite interesting. So, do you mind if I just read it?
Of course, go for it.
During Grover Cleveland's second presidency, which occurred from 1893 to 1897, J.P. Morgan played a prominent role in the financial and economic landscape of the United States. He was a powerful and influential figure in the world of finance, and his actions during this period have had significant impact on the nation's economy. Here are some key activities and contributions that J.P. Morgan did during this time. He did financial bailouts, so he bailed out during the Panic of 1893. He formed the U.S. Steel, the Railroad Consolidation and Banking and Finance and Philanthropy and Art. That's just a summary of what he did during the time. not as interesting as I promised it would be.
Facts are facts, my dude. Facts are facts.
Yep, and especially when they come from AI, because we can only be a little certain they're correct. So tell me, what do you remember of where so they voted back in for him. Oh my god, I'm so dyslexic. Maybe it's my new mic setup because it's kind of feeding back to me, like I can hear myself talk.
Interesting.
So maybe that's why.
Getting stage fright.
It's like the King's Speech.
It's like the
what?
You're getting stage fright.
Yeah, it's like the King's Speech, but the opposite, and it makes me a worse reader. Oh no, that's not. Well, you have to listen.
He has a speech impediment, and so having music in his ears, it lets him focus because it distracts him from hearing his own speech impediment. Mm-hmm. I'm not a doctor. That's just what I got from the movie, guys. Okay. That's
a callback to episode 1.
Yeah, true. I mean, all that I know for sure is that the U.S. Treasury fell to the gold standard. They were the gold standard, and their reserves fell to 100 million from 190 million.
Mm-hmm.
And
of gold.
Well, the value of the gold fell down 90 million, which is a pretty big jump.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, people could exchange notes for gold, and so of course that fell. The money, basically, the quality of the money or the value of the money went down significantly during this time. So of course, wages would have gone down. The cost of living would have gone up, I think. So it was really bad. It raised concerns at home and abroad that the United States might be forced to suspend the convertibility of notes, which may have prompted depositors to withdraw from the banknotes and convert their wealth. So everyone panicked when the gold value dropped, and so they withdrew all of their money from the bank, which of course they just fucked everything up, basically, because they're in panic. That's what they call the panic. The recession raised rates of defaults on loans, which weakened banks' balance sheets. Fearing for the safety of the deposits, men and women began to withdraw funds from the banks. Fear spread and withdrawals accelerated, leading to a widespread runs on banks. People were just running into the banks, basically scared that their money was going to get taken. Because I love this idea of I don't. Or I guess I should say me, but we live in this world of electronic banking, right? So it's all my money's in the bank, it's in a savings account, but it's not physically there, it's just digitally there. So it's as if the bank went, oh shit, we normally have 190 million, and so that everybody can get $1, but now it's only 100 million, so then 90 people aren't going to get their $1. So everyone's running to the banks to get their $1. because they're like, I don't want to be the one that doesn't get it and have no money. Is the best like layman's terms that I can describe, so I understand it.
Well, your money's in your house. Do you ever watch it? Do you ever watch It's More Beautiful Life?
Say that again. Sorry, A Beautiful Life.
And do you ever watch It's a Wonderful Life?
I watched A Wonderful Life. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a famous bank run scene in that. We probably talked about it every time there's a banking
That might
crisis.
be the same. When was A Wonderful Life based?
No, I don't think. I think that was just that one bank,
Oh, okay.
Jimmy Stewart's bank. Cause,
It's based during 1945, so not the same.
Yeah, I think it was just that one. Because Potter was
the Great Depression
over all his business.
Was from 1929 to 39, so just not related, but similar.
A bank run's a bank run. Hey, do you notice that it's still really hot, but it's summer's coming into an end?
Yep. It's the days are getting shorter. It's getting darker.
Are you kind of the kind of person that depresses you, or are you like, all right, let's like cook, bundle up?
It does, but usually not until November.
Oh yeah.
September, October. There's like, it's still light enough that I'm cool with it, and I get excited about Halloween and fall activities. I love a nice apple cider while apple picking, or I love a good sweater. I love getting sweater weather. I love a good sweater weather.
Dust off those boots. Put a pumpkin on your patio.
Yeah, I can't put pumpkins out anymore. I tried last year, but a raccoon ate the stem off of it. So
you got raccoons?
My alleyway is a highway for some of the raccoons.
Oh.
Sometimes I've heard some fighting in my backyard before. It's really scary to wake up to.
Just a couple of raccoon fights.
Yeah, they're pretty vicious. Okay, so I'm gonna try and get back to Grover with what I know. I do know from his second election, he won the Democratic ticket because voters could not stand the Republic platform. Like, that's the only reason he got back in again, because they're like, everyone was like, whatever Benjamin did, they're like, screw that guy, let's get Grover back in here. And their Republican platform also were running on a prohibition.
Oh, really?
So people were like, we want our booze.
So is this the first that we've heard of prohibition?
I think so.
So it begins.
Prohibition, U.S. It lasted from 1920. No, this is incorrect. I guess the Prohibition started from 1920 to 1933, so way back. But I guess the Republicans were thinking about bringing it back, and people were like, no, please God, don't do that again.
Well, we haven't got there yet, but how do you think, like, whose idea was Prohibition? Like, what idiot? And, like, what idiots voted for them? They're like, hey.
Probably the Republicans.
Like, do you think there was a lot of people who thought that alcohol was the devil's juice?
I mean, it was led by the Protestants.
Oh, was there a strong religious?
Yeah.
In the.
I guess there was like their idea, and now their idea, from what I can currently read, because I quickly Googled, guys. I don't just know stuff. I just need to be transparent. That they had this feeling that they needed to heal an ill society, and so the best and the majority of their problems could be related to alcohol. So alcoholism, family violence, saloon-based political corruption, stuff like that. So it's like, I guess people were going and getting a drink after work and making these like back alley deals. So they thought if they removed alcohol from the situation, it would heal it. But it didn't, because people like just made. I mean, we got speakeasies, which is really fun. That's like a fun little thing, and now we have that as like themes.
Now we have cool bars where it looks like it's a shop or
a laundromat.
Yeah, and then some guy, like, you say a code to him, and then he's like, "Hey, right this way."
You're cool. You're a cool
You're
cat.
cool. You're not here to do your laundry, are you?
um. The Panic of 1893 was the worst economic depression of the century. Against inflation, Grover Cleveland would not allow the government to intervene. I already talked about that. Cleveland accomplished tariff reform, repealing the Sherman-Silver Purchase Act, which placed silver as the backing currency instead of gold. So I guess that was his effect, or his attempt to try and balance out the panic. So instead of gold, they're like, well, silver's worth more, so we'll just put it against silver.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not an accountant, so I don't really know if that really did anything.
I was reading up about bimetallism, and apparently people would give their government silver, and then because gold was more valuable, the other states would buy the gold off of them, not states, countries. Yeah, and then so they have the gold being drained out and then it's filled with silver instead.
Weird.
I don't know if I got that right, but
so they got bamboozled.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was just kind of an arbitrage opportunity, I guess.
Congress prevented Cleveland from supporting the revolutionaries in Cuba, and the conflict continued, negatively affecting American economic interest and business relations. He repealed the Silver Purchase Act, which obligated the government to purchase a fixed amount of silver each month and diminish the treasury supply of gold.
Mm-hmm.
He signed the disastrous Dawes Act of 1887, which empowered the president to allot land within the reservations to individual Native Americans, which all surplus land reverting to public domain. The policy essentially legalized the stealing of land from North Americans. So #yikes Grover Cleveland.
Yikes.
And then his legacy, during the administration of Grover Cleveland, the municipal, state, and federal governments adopted numerous new laws anticipating the reforms of the Progress era. He asserted his independence from Congress with an unprecedented number of vetoes and forceful use of presidential authority in his second term. These actions prepared the way for the rise of autonomous presidential leadership, laying the foundation for the modern presidency, fully realized by Theodore Roosevelt, which I believe is the next one?
Is he the next one?
No. Sorry, William McKinley is next, and then it's Roosevelt.
I thought so. I remember that being
And Cleveland's failure to deal with the economic depression during his second term instigated the greatest realignment of voters since the Civil War, in which Democrats lost support everywhere but the Deep South. So they put him in because they didn't want the Republicans to put in prohibition, but then he kind of fucked it all up with the economic depression, and then they were like, nope, never mind, let's go back to the Republicans.
And this is where the seesaw begins. Hey,
yeah.
Again, not related at all, but did you see Mitch McConnell, the video of him?
Is that the one where he just freezes up and he just stares
Yeah.
at the ether?
For
yeah,
30
he's done it a couple
seconds.
times.
What? Get that guy out of there.
I know. There needs to be a law that there's a reason why people retire. You know what I mean? You've been doing it for too long. You need to rest. Being 81 years old and still working is absolutely bonkers to me. Especially making very important decisions.
Sure, if you're picking up tin cans, picking up cans, that's fine. Running the country, no.
No. I mean, I think I've seen 2 clips of him mid-speech, and he just stops and just stares.
Yeah.
And then it's usually someone comes to his aid and said we need to take a break, and it's him just he's somewhere else.
Where am I?
Yeah.
Who am I? Yeah. What are we gonna do? America's screwed.
I I mean, all empires fall.
Yep. What's going to be the next empire?
I mean, unfortunately, I don't know. I mean, it could have been Russia, but I don't know if that's going to happen anymore.
Mm-hmm. Do you know? Do you want to know what I think?
What do you think? I mean, no, I don't want to know. Just kidding.
Oh, I already said it.
Sorry, I didn't
Did
hear
you hear it?
I spoke over you.
I think that the internet will be the next superpower.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I watched a video recently of Stephen Fry talking about the internet and social media, but like just the internet in general, and about like the philosophy of like Pandora's box, where this idea that it's just like, so in Pandora's box, obviously, like anything, like, sorry, my brain's not working. It's like Schrodinger's cat, where you don't know what's in it until you open the box. And like, of course, as humans, we want to believe in the best things possible. So of course, the internet was this like, and AI is this like big thing where like, look at all the good things it can do. Look at all of the advancements that'll help us. But in doing so, it's like giving man fire for the first time. Yes, it gave you cooking and heat and light, but it also gave you destruction and pain and suffering. So it's like, you can't have both without the other. So even though you've opened it up, it's going to open up a bunch of like madness. And that's why we now get trolls and, news that is not correct. And people are banding together behind this like internet where it's like their faces in there, so that they feel like they can say whatever they want without any sort of consequences. Stephen Fry said it a lot better than I did, but if you find it, it's a really good video, and he's basically a prophet of our age, I feel like.
When did he say this?
I don't know. I don't know what the year was on it, but it looked like a older video of like maybe the mid to early 2000s, maybe. So it's like right when, because I feel like Facebook started in 2007. 2007.
Yeah, I'd say about that.
Yeah, I think it was probably a little bit before that, but it didn't go mainstream beyond the colleges until about that time. So I would say it was comparable. So he was maybe doing the talk around like 2010, maybe. If I was to just guesstimate.
2010. Okay, that's so. I don't know. I'm trying to think of what the internet was like in 2010. MSN.
Well, like your early internet was that like classic like E-bombs world. YouTube, it doesn't exist yet. But like I feel like there's like a generation out there that saw a lot of shit on the internet that they should not have seen. Like the amount of like just, there was no like, no one was monitoring anything. Like I think. Like, I think me and many of my friends just got lucky that a predator didn't just figure it out. Because, like, we were in MSN chat rooms with people who we did not know. Like, and just being, like, dumb teenagers. And then our parents not understanding what the internet was either, right? Like, we understood it more than our parents did. So, of course, we could get away with more shit. Wild times.
Did you ever hear of Two Girls, One Cup?
Oh, yep.
Do you think people still know what that is? Like, if you went up to a kid, like a kid who was like in high school, and said, "Hey, do you know what this is?" Do you think they'd know, or is that just?
I think that there might be some, because there might be those that are like, well, because frick, like the '90s are nostalgia now, right? Like the fashion's coming back, the like kind of the music's coming back in a way, like this kind of emo or like grungy style. So I could see someone being obsessed with it and then looking it up or like trying to find it out. But that's like a rite of passage. If you didn't see that when you were a teen in a certain era, you were gosh darn lucky that you didn't, because that got passed around. Like, I've seen it. Like, I think all my friends have seen it, right?
Do you think it would still hold up? Do you think Two Girls, One Cup would still hold up?
I think so.
Or would you be like,
I mean,
this is
I
nothing
think for
compared
me,
to what.
I think for me it would, but I don't know if like the younger generation feels like they've seen more shit. You know what I mean? Like are more traumatized than we are.
Yeah,
It depends.
maybe their brains are fried.
Yeah. Because I think they're the generation where it's like they don't give a fuck and they just want the old people to die, and they're a lot more outspoken than we are, where we're still kind of halvesies respecting our elders, even though we probably shouldn't, because we're now the next generation that can make choices.
We were just shit talking Mitch McConnell.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Who knows? The world's changing fast these days, and I mean they're all gonna die eventually, right? Maybe in the next 5 years.
God, I hope so.
What's gonna happen when all these geriatric politicians just die in 5 years? There's gonna be no experienced people.
Everyone's gay now, and free halal tacos for everybody. That's gonna happen.
Are you president now?
Yeah.
You have my vote. Tacos?
Free halal tacos for everyone.
Oh.
That's my platform.
All right. You got my vote.
Sounds good. And all holidays will be Fridays instead of Mondays. So every long weekend will be a Friday instead of a Monday.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Because it just messes it all up.
Yeah. Who wants to work?
I would rather work and get a reward than have my reward and then suffer for it.
So, wait, let me get this straight. You want the holidays to be on Friday?
Correct. So that I'm working 4 days, and everything's crunched in 4 days, but I'm working for that Friday off.
Oh, you gotta do what I do and just not work 5 days in 4.
I mean, I think we work in very different departments.
So they make you cram it all in. Well, they do for me too, but I just do a bad job at it.
Yeah, we just have to make magic happen in a calendar, basically. And just say, hey, all those meetings that can hardly fit in 5 days? Well, guess what? Do it in 4. And we do.
What's the point of having a vacation if they make you do that?
I know, right?
You just gotta work extra hard.
Or we just go to a 4-day work week. So it's always 4 days.
Yeah, that's what I do. And get paid the same.
And get paid the same. But you would probably have to work like an extra hour in the week.
Oh, so I'm only really saving... Wait, so I'm saving 4 hours of my life?
Yes. Maybe...
Well, I guess it's not...
We could negotiate an extra 30 minutes instead of an hour. So then you're saving 6 hours.
Oh.
I think you could do 30. 30 minutes.
Why don't we just round it up to 8?
Sure.
Deal.
I don't know. I got
3-day week.
Yeah.
You are president.
I am and this is happening now. The only other thing I have for Grover Cleveland is what kind of happened during the time around the world. I will say he's not my favorite president. I do get him mixed up with Hoover because of Grover Hoover. Because I know
Grover Hoover.
So I get
Is that a person?
Grover Cleveland and what's his face, something Hoover mixed up because of the
Edgar J. Hoover.
Yeah, because of the name, because he gets the Hoover Dam is named after him.
I always get Grover Cleveland mixed up with Grover from the Muppets.
That's just funny. Actually, the other day I was thinking, we talked about the Muppets last time we were on here, and I couldn't remember why. And I was like, oh, it's because of Grover. I just didn't even, I realized after we started talking about it, I was like, why did we get on that topic? Oh.
Well, there's always a chance to throw in a Muppet segue.
Great. They're great.
What? Are you sure that's why we were talking about them?
I thought it was, but maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe. Who knows?
We just started talking about who our favorite Muppet was.
Was this last week?
I thought it was the week for me on mine, but maybe it was last week. I don't know, man.
It's all a blur. We're getting to the point where it's all a blur for me.
I mean, most days are a blur for me. It's already September. What the heck? Also, there's a time check for you guys. Depending on what time Deep Throat uploads these, it's currently September.
September 6th, 2023. There's a little There's a little tidbit. You can mark that in your calendars.
Yep.
Well, I guess we just... I guess they now know what day we record on.
Well, maybe this isn't the same. We don't. Maybe we change it up.
Oh, yeah. Maybe this is the day that we... Maybe this is an off day for us.
Who knows? You'll never know.
Yeah.
I'll never know.
Yeah. You guys know nothing.
Okay, I got...
You know nothing.
I got a callback for you talking about gilded.
Okay.
So the adjective gilded means covered with a thin gold veneer on the outside, but not gold on the inside. In some ways, this definition fits the 19th century banking and monetary system. The gold standard and other institutions of that system promised efficiency and stability. The American economy grew rapidly. The United States experiments... Oh my god! Okay. The United States experienced among the world's fastest growing rates of income per capita, but the growth of the nation's wealth obscured to some extent social and financial problems, such as periodic panics and depressions. At the time, academics, businessmen, policymakers, and politicians debated the benefits and costs of our banking system and how it contributed to national prosperity and instability. Those debates culminated in the Aldrich-Verland Act of 1908, which established the National Monetary Commission and tasked it to study these issues and recommended reforms. The Commission's recommendations led to the creation of the Federal Reserve System in 1913.
Oh. So the Fed doesn't exist yet?
Nope.
Not yet?
Not yet.
That's when the Fed comes in and starts messing everything up.
Mm-hmm.
It's controversial.
Can't wait. I can't wait till we get to the Cold War.
Yeah.
You good. Anyways.
Who is the president for that? It was
I think it was Nixon.
McCarthy or...
Don't test
McCarthy
me on stuff I don't know yet.
Yeah, well, that's 100 years in the future.
I did just want to let you know that I our street cred is good. What I told you before, the person who were famous that remembered about this podcast and asked me about it. Another friend of mine was like, "Oh, you know anything about presidents? Who's the president after Abraham Lincoln?" And I was like, Andrew Johnson.
Andrew Johnson.
And they were like, "Oh, they tried to like check me," and I was like, "Yeah, no, I know what I'm talking about," and I was really surprised because I don't remember names ever.
We know half of the presidents. Yeah. Are we past the halfway mark?
We're at 40 minutes. This has felt like the fastest minutes I've ever experienced.
No, I don't mean of the podcast. I mean of the presidents.
We are...
Oh, we're halfway past both?
Yeah, because he is the...
45, 46, 23?
The 22nd and the 24th president. So we're currently on the 24th.
Oh, yeah, so we're past the halfway.
Wow, halfway, and it hasn't even been a year yet? Since we started? Because we...
Well, when did we start?
I think we started after Halloween last year.
Yeah, wow. Yeah. We're coming up. Wow. Jeez. Yeah. It really, time has flown. Mm-hmm. Because October was when we It
was the third time we talked about it, so I was like, well, I guess it has to happen.
Yeah, the first time was bowling, and then the second time was Halloween.
Oh, that's the second time we talked about it, so yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like you talked to me about it before, because I remember when you came up to me on bowling, that was the second time.
No, that was the first. Yeah, because it was like, hey, who's your favorite president?
I thought it was another work party. Anyways, doesn't matter. The things that happened between 1893 and 1897. I'm going to skip to 1894 because nothing really fun happened in 1893 except for Grover becoming president and Lizzie Borden being acquitted for murder, which we kind of already talked about.
Oh, yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, so 1894. The Pullman strike began and spread throughout the summer before being put down by federal troops. I don't know what that is. The U.S. Congress designated the first Monday of September as a legal holiday, Labor Day, to mark the contributions of labor, in part as a peace offering to the labor movement following the crackdown of the Pullman strike.
Oh, I read about that last time. It was like it was like the first strike. I think someone
Yeah.
died, or some people
It
died,
was a
and then they're like, "We need unions."
widespread strike by railroad workers that brought business to a standstill across large parts of the nation, until the federal government took unprecedented action to end the strike. President
And did it say someone died?
President Grover Cleveland ordered federal troops to crush the strike, and dozens were killed in violent clashes in the streets of Chicago, where the strikes were centered.
What a shitty president. Do you know why you're not supposed to wear white after Labor Day?
Because Karl Lagerfeld said so. That's the guy.
One of the strikers? He's the guy who died.
Who has the cat named Chopet, and he left all of his money to the cat.
Is this real?
He was the creative director for Chanel. Karl Lagerfeld.
So he. Sorry, why can't you wear white?
Oh, I didn't ask. I was just kidding. That was the first designer that came to my head. I thought you were gonna tell me, and I was making a little anecdote.
Okay, that's it. I'm asking ChatGPT.
I would assume it's something to do with, like, I'm gonna guess that it has something to do with, religion or laundry, like the working force or something.
Oh, interesting. Oh man, ChatGPT's gotten so shitty and slow lately.
Wow.
Yeah, I think they're running out of GPUs.
And you love ChatGPT, so that's a bold statement.
Well, it's replaceable to me.
Oh, wow.
I like my own open source model.
Friendship.
Okay, here's what it says. Friendship ended with ChatGPT. The tradition of not wearing white after Labor Day is a somewhat arbitrary and old-fashioned fashion rule that has its roots in the late 19th and early 20th centuries in the United States. That's kind of where we're at right now. While it's not a hard and fast rule, some people still choose to follow what others consider outdated and ignore it. Here's some historical context for this tradition. Seasonal clothing. See, none of these are reasons though. They're just like fashion rules, like no socks and sandals.
Oh, I don't know why I thought there was some sort of like connection to like because it was September and it was like fall and it was like dusty. If you wore white, it got dirty or something.
Maybe. I'm gonna say, who said we can't wear white for Labor Day? Oh, apparently no one ever said that ever. So
that feels like time travel bullshit. Like someone went back in time and like killed the person that said it, but like it never.
Yeah.
But it's still.
We still Berenstain Bears are Berenstain Bears.
Yeah.
Wow, so people are going out living their lives, not wearing white after Labor Day, and they have no idea why.
I say live your life. Actually, I say
never wear. I say wear.
Never wear white. I just don't, because you know what? You're just gonna spill on yourself. You're just gonna get spaghetti sauce on it.
You're just gonna sit on a chocolate bar.
You're gonna wear white, and you're gonna sit on a bench, and the sign that said "Caution Wet Paint" has fallen off, and you're gonna get paint on your pants. Yeah. So.
And
now,
the bench wasn't white.
I say that it doesn't matter if you're wearing white. Any clothes are going to get ruined at that point. But for this argument, it works.
Yeah, but you'll be extra mad if they're white.
That's true. Because they just can't get it out. Anyways, 1895, future President Theodore Roosevelt becomes president of the New York City Police Board, effectively becoming the police commissioner. His efforts to reform the police department became legendary and heightened his public profile, which is probably how then he became president. President Grover Cleveland arranged a White House Christmas tree lit by Edison electric bulbs.
I wonder if Grover Cleveland was afraid of electricity.
Was that Benjamin before?
Yeah, they slept with the lights on because they are too afraid to turn off the lights.
I hope that so my narrative is that Grover Cleveland found out about that and thinks that Benjamin Harris is like, like a wuss, and so he like made fun of him by doing this with the Christmas tree.
Yeah. He flicks a switch.
1896, the first modern Olympic Games are held in Athens, Greece.
Oh, wow.
And
what's the modern one mean? Just like the modern day Olympics?
Yeah, so the Olympics were always a thing back in ancient Greece. They had history of it. So then they restarted it. In ancient Greece, we wouldn't have had like different countries like we do now coming together. It would have been like provinces. So they would send athletes to do like the shot put and the javelin throw and all that fun stuff. And so then this one would have had Greece or whoever wanted to do it. The idea was Pierre de...
Did they start in Greece?
Coubertin. They originated in Greece, and their first modern version of it was in Athens, Greece. So they would have done like track, long jump, a bit more modern sports to now our current modern. Like you'd still call the Olympics we have today a modern Olympics. It's not ancient, as in the like historical version.
Have you ever heard of what's it called? I forget what it's called, but it's like people are like, yeah, so what? We use steroids. What's it to you? We're still gonna compete. Like they approve of modifying your body with drugs and stuff.
I mean, I've heard of like obviously transgender athletes. One of the shitty things that's involved with it is that they need to take a type of steroid. So if you are a cis female transitioning into male, there's a low dosage of testosterone steroids that you need to take for transitioning that technically show up on those records, but they're not performance enhancing steroids. Where unfortunately, if you are a cis man transitioning to female, obviously you're getting estrogen steroids, but those don't come up on athletic triggers. So that's the biggest conversation where it's like, first of all, forget about who's men or woman or whoever is stronger. We are just humans trying to compete. And I know that was a thing where they were trying to be like, can we at least mark that this low-grade steroid isn't counted as a performance enhancing? But I know there's a lot of weightlifters who take like crazy steroids and they're just like fully open with it, being like, yeah, I take steroids to puff up, basically.
Yeah, they should just do that. Like they have the Olympics where I'd totally watch it. Where you can even have like robotic prosthetics or something.
Yeah. You
can take all the drugs. You can take all the robot arms.
Yep. I mean, like the event. I hope there's a day that we just, it's a sport and everybody competes in it and you go. But there's this idea that because men are inherently, aka stronger, it has to be separated, right? Because they're like, oh, it's in a different league. But, and I get that, but that's also their natural testosterone, which is a steroid. It's just naturally released in their body, right? So, tough times.
Tough times.
1896. Okay. William McKinley was elected president of the United States, defeating William Jennings Bryan. He'll be the president in the following year. Alfred Nobel, the inventor of dynamite and benefactor of the Nobel Prize, died in Italy at the age of 63. 1890.
Did he create... I'm just asking you a question you might not know the answer to, but did he create the Nobel Prize, or did he... was the first one to get it?
I believe he was the first to get it, but he used his, in his will, all of his estate went towards funding the Nobel Prize.
I see.
And he invented dynamite. And then 1897, the Klondike Gold Rush begins in Alaska, and McKinley is inaugurated as president of the United States.
Cool. Now, don't get too ahead of yourself.
That was that. I won't. I'll leave it there.
Save some fun facts for me
There's
next week.
There's some spicy stuff in there.
Really?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, I got. Let's. How can we fill the last 10 minutes? What's a fun little thing we can do?
I don't know.
If I got ChatGPT to write you a rap about Grover Cleveland, would you rap it?
As long as I can rap it as spoken poetry and not actually rapping.
Well, it's got to have a little bit of rhythm to it.
I mean, can the rhythm be like, it's like, apple. Why is apple so red? Like, if I can say it like that, that's how I'd like to do it, because I can't rap.
Well, okay. How about I did a paragraph, then you did a paragraph.
Okay.
Oh, geez, this is really long. All right. See how fast you can read this.
The things we do for entertainment.
Okay, so you start off.
Jesus Christ! Okay. Well, am I verse 1 and then we sing and then we Jesus? I'm not gonna say.
Yeah, you do the 4 lines and I'll do 4 lines.
Oh, got it. So we're back and forth.
Yeah, and I want to give audience a fair warning that we haven't read this yet. We're going
fair, and I will be reading this as if I am doing slam poetry.
Yeah, okay.
And then you can do whatever you want. That's part of the entertainment.
I might Alexander Hamilton rap it.
Fun fact: still haven't watched Hamilton. After all this, still haven't watched it. Okay, Grover Cleveland, a president with a tale to tell. He served the nation, oh, so well. Let me dwell on his 2 non-consecutive terms, a unique stride, 22nd and 24th in history's guide.
Born in Jersey, raised in the Empire State, a man of principles, he didn't hesitate to stand against corruption and the political game. Cleveland's legacy, it ain't just a name.
Grover Cleveland, in the White House he resides, 2-time president, history on his side. From the Gilded Age to a nation's pride, let's rap about the man who took it all in stride.
In 1893, the panic took a toll. Economic turmoil, it shook the nation's soul. Cleveland tackled the crisis, ain't no debate. Repealing the Silver Act to stabilize the state.
He stood for the gold standard, fiscal integrity, a leader who believed in the nation's unity. Does integrity and unity rhyme? Doesn't matter. Labor strikes and challenges, he faced them with care. Pullman strike and more, he was always aware. People died. People died.
Come on, ChatGPT. Grover Cleveland, in the White House he reside. 2-time president, history's on his side. From the Gilded Age to a nation's pride, let's rap about a man who took it all in stride.
Foreign policy, he had his hands in the mix. Venezuelan dispute and Hawaiian annex. I don't know what that means. We can look that up. Whoopsies. Cleveland's decisions, they had a global reach. In the realm of diplomacy, he was here to teach.
A man of the people, though imperfect in ways, he left his mark on history's pages and stays. In our memories as a leader, strong and true, Grover Cleveland, we're rapping to salute you.
People died at Pullman strikes. Grover Cleveland, in the White House he reside. 2-time president, history's on his side. From the Gilded Age to a nation's pride, let's rap about the man who took it all in stride.
So here's to Grover Cleveland, the president of old, his legacy and story forever told. In the annals, how do you pronounce that?
I think it's annals, anals.
In the annals of time. In the annals of time, he'll forever ride.
Grover
Cleveland, in history
you can't hide. People died at the Pullman strikes.
In the annals of time.
Annals? Maybe it's annals. Annals of time.
I'm gonna say write me a rap. Write me a rap called "The Anus of Time."
Annals.
Yo, listen up. I'm here to drop a rhyme. Whoa. About a concept that's quite sublime. It's a journey through the ages, a crazy climb, exploring history through the anus of time. Yeah.
Also, it's pronounced annulls, which makes sense. Like if you annul a marriage. I've just never seen the word written before.
I've never said it before.
Annals. Anals. But you know what? It's anals today, guys.
Well.
Hey.
That's...
killed. Hey, I hope...
that killed about 3 minutes.
I hope... Hey, I think we've done enough, honestly. I think we've done it here. The people are happy. I'm happy. We said anal 5 times. It's a great day.
Okay, now say right the two of us.
Oh, an outro. Yeah, right.
An outro.
It's the
we're really phoning it in this
year. Hey, sometimes you gotta. Mental health comes first. This is a PSA to everybody. Sometimes you gotta take time for yourself. And it's okay if you phone it a little bit, because, you know,
yeah,
life comes hard.
Sometimes you gotta have an off week. Oh, what?
Is it long?
Oh, I said, oh no, I got a yellow card from OpenAI for saying the word deep throat.
Oh, well, you're gonna have to change that to, like, deep root or something. And then just,
okay, well, it still gave me an answer, but it just said, it's written in yellow. I don't know. Yeah, it's a yellow card. All right, you first. Did you see that?
I did, yeah. I like that it's actually labeled like a script and everything. Guys, this is scripted. Did you know that this show's scripted? We write every single word.
It's all written by AI.
It's all written by AI. We're actually AI. We don't actually exist. One day we just recorded our voices. The AI would have a perfect robotic something to pull on to then put it all together.
Yeah, we sold our voices for $20, and now
I'm currently living in Cabo off of my AI money.
Yeah.
Anyways, well, folks, that wraps up another episode of Dutch and Deep Throat. We hope you enjoyed our dive into today's topic.
Absolutely, Dutch. It's been a blast sharing our thoughts and insights with all of you. Remember, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions or future episodes, don't hesitate to reach out to us.
We won't listen to you. That's right, Deep Throat. Your feedback means the world to us. We will not listen to you. And we're always looking to explore new and exciting topics, but we won't listen to you.
Just present.
So stay tuned for more intriguing discussions in the episodes to come.
And until next time, dear listeners, keep your curiosity alive, your minds open, and your headphones on. Thanks for joining us on Dutch and Deep Throat. Catch you on the flip side.
People died in the Pullman strikes. People died in the Pullman strikes.
People died in the Pullman strikes. Wait, can we say it backwards? Okay, we have 1 minute left. Can you say people died in the Pullman strikes backwards?
People died in the Pullman strikes. No, I don't think I can.
Okay, I'll reverse what I just said, and we'll see if it's true.
Okay, bye.
See ya. Yeah. Oh, stairs.